Hello and a massive congratulations. You have just wrapped up the process mapping module, and that's a huge deal. Seriously, you now have one of the most powerful skills in business, the ability to actually see a process, to understand how work gets done, and to, walk the process. It is an incredible foundation to build on.
But, and there's always a but, right? As you take this amazing new skill back out into the real world, you are about to smack right into a wall. We call it the analog bottleneck. All that clear, beautiful logic you learned with sticky notes is about to meet the messy, super fast, super complex reality of a modern business. And breaking through that bottleneck, well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. All right, here's our game plan. We'll start by giving a nod to the skills you just learned. Then we'll get real about the challenges of that analog bottleneck. After that, we're going to see how AI is just completely changing the game. And we'll look specifically at how a tool called Famla AI works. And maybe most importantly, we'll talk about how your role is going to evolve from a scribe to an architect and what your next big transformation looks like. So let's get one thing straight right away. The brown paper technique you've mastered, it's absolutely critical, and it always will be. It teaches you the fundamental logic of how things flow. It's the bedrock that everything else is built on. What we're talking about next doesn't replace that thinking, it just, well, it supercharges it.
And that leads us right to the heart of the problem. The issue isn't you, and it's not your skill. It's the tools. The traditional manual tools just can't keep up with the scale and speed of business today. That classic sticky note workshop, as great as it is for getting people aligned, really starts to fall apart under pressure. Let's dig into why.
First off, it's just so slow and resource intensive. I mean, think about it. You have to interview person A, then find time for person B. You drop a draft map, then you have to schedule another meeting to get it validated. It's this long, linear back and forth process that can literally drag on for weeks, sometimes even months, before you've even got a decent map of what's happening right now. Second, pretty much everything hinges on the facilitator. A really great mapping session needs a master facilitator, someone who can handle those big personalities, pull insights from the quiet folks, and navigate all the tricky office politics. If your facilitator isn't a superstar or if the culture's a little tense, the whole thing can just fail to capture what's really going on, which pretty much dooms the project from day one. And this one is a really sneaky problem, the hidden bias. To try and save time, we usually just interview one person from each role. But here's the fatal flaw in that. We're assuming that one person's experience represents everybody. The truth? Processes are all over the place. They change based on who's doing it, their experience, their habits. So you don't end up with a map of reality, you get a theoretical map. And that problem just explodes when you're talking about a global company. The way they do things in the London office might have tiny but critical differences from the New York office because of local regulations or just old habits. Trying to catch and make sense of all those little variations with a bunch of sticky notes, it's a nightmare. It's nearly impossible. And let's be real, sometimes the hardest part is just getting everyone in the same room. If you're in a hospital, you can't just pull all the senior nurses off the floor for a 3-hour workshop. For a global team, trying to find a time that works for Asia, Europe, and the US, forget about it. That can stall a project for weeks before you've even started. Finally, and this one is so important, it's the human element. Picture it. You're in a room with your boss's boss, and all your colleagues. Are you really going to admit to all the weird workarounds and shortcuts you use to get the job done? Probably not. Fear of being blamed means people stick to the official story, and you lose all the crucial details about what's actually happening on the ground. Okay, so with all of these challenges stacked against you, how in the world do you break through this bottleneck? How do we map things with the kind of accuracy and speed that businesses need today? Well, the answer is AI, but it is so important to understand this. AI does not replace your process knowledge. It doesn't replace your critical thinking. What it does is act like a massive force multiplier for your skills, supercharging your ability to see the whole process clearly and, most importantly, quickly. And we're not talking about some generic AI chatbot here. We're talking about a whole new kind of tool that's been built from the ground up for process experts just like you. This is the next evolution of process mapping, and the tool that's leading the charge is Famla AI. It is designed to solve every single one of the problems we just talked about. So how does it actually do it, right? How does Famla AI take all of that messy, complicated reality and just instantly turn it into a crystal clear flowchart? Let's break it down.
So it starts with an AI interviewer that automatically reaches out to your team members and asks them how they do their work. People can respond however they're comfortable, voice, text, you name it, which makes it super easy for everyone to contribute. Then, Famla AI instantly converts those conversations into a visual process map. And it doesn't just draw boxes, it captures all the rich context, like how long things take and what the biggest pain points are. The AI even reconciles all the different versions and highlights where the process varies. Then, you, the expert, can use a simple drag and drop editor to refine it. Basically, it automates that whole painful drafting phase. I mean, just look at this contrast. What used to take weeks or months now takes hours or days. Instead of one biased interview, you're gathering data from everyone at the same time, so you capture all the variations. The risk of a bad workshop, gone. The scheduling nightmare, it's over, because this works asynchronously across the globe. The difference is it's staggering. You really should see the examples for yourself at famla.com. Now I know what you might be thinking. Okay, so does this make my new skills obsolete? And the answer is an absolute, resounding no. Not even close. This kind of technology doesn't replace you, it elevates you. It frees you from the tedious work of being a scribe, so you can become a true process architect. Your entire focus shifts. Instead of spending all your time drawing boxes, chasing people for meetings, and doing manual data entry, you're now focused on strategic analysis. You're focused on the human side of change management, on the culture. Your job isn't to draft the map anymore, it's to validate what the AI has built and use your expertise to drive real, measurable value. Famla AI handles the what, so you can focus on the why and the how. So let's bring this all home. Your next transformation, and really the future of the entire field of process improvement, it's starting right now. This is a fundamental shift in how we approach our work. The days of spending endless, tedious hours just trying to draft a process map, they're over. The drudgery is gone. We are now in the era of the improvement architect, a strategic thinker who uses powerful technology to deliver results faster than anyone ever thought possible. That is your new role. The sticky note and the brown paper taught you how to think like a process expert. Now, it's time to get the tools of the future. The next step in your journey is to start this transformation. I really want to invite you to go explore the power of Famla AI for yourself at famla.com. Your future as an architect is waiting.